If you've been telling yourself that you need more time, more clarity, or more confidence before you eventually launch your offer, you might be lying to yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, you can find that time. You are somewhat confident and you have clarity in terms of what you really want to sell. But you are worried and you are scared. That's the real thing we need to deal with today. And that's what today's video is all about, dealing with that fear that you know is creeping in within you. Fear of what people might say, fear of failure, fear of what if it doesn't work out, fear of, how can I pull myself out there? Fear of being vulnerable. But the truth of the matter is, everyone that you admire today went through the steps, went through this process, and despite the fear, they still stepped ahead and they did it. And that's what I want you to know, that despite the fear, despite the unknown, I want you to still step ahead and just do it, because your future self will be thankful. And at the end of the day, it does not matter what people have got to say. It doesn't matter how people think or what people think. What matters is you are chasing your dreams. You are doing something about it. And that's what I want you to hold on to, because that's what's going to matter at the end of the day. You know very well that you don't really like that job. And even if you like that job, you don't like the fact that you have not experienced financial freedom. You want much more than what you currently have. So why are you choosing to stay stagnant over the future? Why are you choosing to stay the same over the possibilities of the great things that could happen to you? That's what I want you to think about today. And the more you think about it every day, the more that fear will die down, because you then realize that it's not that important, because your dreams, your goals, your aspirations are clearly more important. And I totally get it, because I've been there. Honestly, I have been there. I've been in situations where I want to step out and do something, and I'm so worried. Okay, what if the video doesn't turn out nice? What if I don't get views? Okay, you know, I don't want to be seen online. I shouldn't be doing this. Why don't I just stay eating? Why don't I look for other ways to, build my financial freedom? Who am I to even be doing this? I'm not an expert. What if people from work find out? Those are some of the things that, come to my mind. And I'm sure that those are some of the things that also creep into your mind. And it's absolutely okay at the end of the day. Absolutely okay. And I'll share one truth with you. I remember one time a few years ago when I applied for a job. And, when you're applying for a job, people would actually, go online to look for you and all of that. I remember the HR coming back to me and saying, "Oh, I found a couple of your videos online and they were really inspiring. I love what you do online." Honestly, you can imagine if I never put out those videos. I want to bet that even my videos being online, actually contributed to me getting that job, even if that wasn't mentioned, right? But I think so, because that was actually stated, in terms of like, hey, we did research on you. We found that you actually even teach online. We love your confidence. We love your boldness. We love your leadership skills, because it takes a lot for you to be able to come online, have a presence online that is meaningful and that people can see and people can learn from. So at the end of the day, being seen online actually even helped me in my career. So you can imagine if I never went through that route of actually putting myself out there, despite the fact that I was worried, despite the fact that I was scared and, living in that fear. But regardless, I still went ahead and I did it. And that's what I want you to know, that your fears, your emotions, they're valid. Everyone goes through it. So it's nothing about you, right? Don't think that because you feel that way means that you're not qualified. Don't think that because you feel that way is an indication that maybe this might not be for you. Every one of us, went through those feelings and still go through that feelings. Making this video today, at some point in time, I was like, you know what? Are people actually even watching this video? Are people going to watch this video? Do people even like this topic? Do people like this new theme that I'm going towards? So we have this constant worry, but at the end of the day, I still showed up. I still got dressed. I am still creating the video and you are watching it today. So this is confirmation that regardless of what you think, as long as you take that action and step in the direction of your dreams, you will be fine and things will be okay at the end of the day. So I don't want you to go ahead wasting time, living in that denial, living in that feelings and emotions of what if, when you could actually be taking action towards your dreams and monetizing your skill and building financial freedom for yourself. Because when you keep listening to that voice, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up procrastinating. You're going to end up waiting for that perfect time. You're going to end up waiting for that perfect emotion. When it feels right, then I would know that this is the right thing for me to do. And at the end of the day, it would never feel right. That perfect time will never come. And you'll just be left with a life of regret where you wish, okay, I should have been doing this ever since. And if I was consistently doing this is probably where I would be by now. Now, one thing I've come to understand about fear is once we're able to realize where it comes from, it helps us be able to deal with it. Now, fear usually comes from three places. One, judgment, right? We don't want to be judged. Everybody wants to be seen as perfect, right? Nobody wants to be that person online where you're being trolled, right? But the truth of the matter is, when you spend time thinking of the people that can possibly troll you, you're going to waste time not living the life that has been destined for you. So despite the fact that, yes, you might have seen people online that they get judged, you don't like it, that should not form an opinion to the extent where you don't take action, regarding the things that you truly love. Because at the end of the day, despite the fact that those people that you probably see online being judged are being judged, they are still living their lives. They are still living their dreams. And if you get to interview them, they will still choose to live their dreams over and over again, despite the fact that some people may judge them. So yes, you might think that you will be judged and you might be judged at the end of the day, but it is absolutely okay because guess what? It's the people that probably don't even know you that might try to judge you. And why should they matter? People that are not your loved ones, people that are not your family, people that are not feeding you. Why should you care that they're judging you? Okay. So at the end of the day, when we see that what we're most worried about is not as significant, it reduces the hold that they get to have on you. So I want you to see that being judged is not a big deal. So don't make it bigger than life, because when you make it bigger than life, then it prevents you from moving in the direction of your dreams. Now, another reason why we are sometimes fearful is imposter syndrome. We feel like we're not experts. We feel like we're not the best person to talk about this thing. And I want to tell you that, yes, you are the best person to talk about it because nobody's going to live your life like you live it. Nobody's going to have the same exact experience that you have. And there are people that are in similar situations that because you've gone through certain things, you're in a better position to help other people go through it. Now, in my last video, I spoke about how you are the perfect niche. Your previous self is your perfect niche because you have lived through that life of what you're teaching and what you're trying to help other people achieve. And so other people who are in similar situations are in a better position to relate with you. And that's why you are the best person for that job. And once you begin to understand that, imposter syndrome will have less hold on you because at the end of the day, you are most qualified for that job. And you're not trying to teach the whole world, right? You are trying to teach those that are behind you, people that are yet to live the life that you're trying to live, people that are yet to achieve the goals that you are trying to achieve. Those are the people that you're focused on. And as long as those people are able to find you and relate with you, that's all that matters. And the more you believe that, that imposter syndrome is going to suddenly become irrelevant. Okay? So I want you to know that you are most qualified to talk to your target audience because your target audience is your previous self, where you were just a few years ago. So you are overqualified. And that's all you need to know. And the more you realize that, then you'll be able to, kill that feeling that makes you think like, hey, am I robbing people? Am I qualified for this? Should I really be doing this? Should I be charging for this? Am I charging too much? And all of those questions that come into your mind. Okay? Now, the next thing that usually brings fear into our lives is comparison. When we start to compare ourselves to other people, we're like, hey, somebody else out there is doing the same thing. This person seems to be doing better. Okay, I don't think I'm in the best position to actually be doing this. How do I want to compete with this person? This world is not competition. Everybody has their race, right? Everybody has their path. You have to go in your own path, because half of the time we are comparing ourselves to other people in completely different categories. You may be comparing yourself to someone who's been doing that thing for 5 years and you are just in day one. How do you want to match up? Why are you even putting yourself in such situation when you don't even have to be in that situation? So do not compare yourself. Live your life. Now, it's okay for you to see what other people are doing out there, but don't let that be your yardstick. Let that guide you to know that if other people can do it, you can do it, but you're going to do it in your own path. You're going to do it in your own way. And you are going to learn more things every day to get better and improve so that you're able to deliver to your target audience and help them transform their lives. So you need to stay focused on yourself and constantly improve yourself on a day-to-day basis, not necessarily looking at what the next person is doing. Because the more you look at what other people are doing, the more fearful you would become, because you don't even understand their situations. You don't even know the reality of what they are going through. You just go by what you see online, and everybody shows their best highlights online. So at the end of the day, you are then comparing someone else's best highlight with your own reality, because you know yourself, you know what you're going through. So you see how you immediately put yourself at a disadvantage just by comparing yourself to other people. Comparison will steal your joy. So I want you to focus on yourself, improve yourself on a daily basis. Do not think that you're not good enough, because you are absolutely good enough and you deserve all the good things of life. And if financial freedom is what you desire, then so be it. Go after it. Nobody deserves to stay stagnant. And definitely, you do not deserve to stay stagnant. So don't be worried about what other people will say about you, because for everyone who is worried about what others will say about them, guess what? They cannot make money. They cannot make anything good out of their lives because they stay worried. And that's where they'll forever be. So if you want to step out of that zone, if you want to live your life, you've got to damn it and go forward, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the imposter syndrome, regardless of your need to compare. Step forward and do what you have to do so that you can break free from the stagnancy that you're experiencing financially. So, what's the best way to get over this fear that keeps holding you back? I want you to take one day at a time, one step at a time, because once you do one thing, you'll get better, right? Even if it's very rocky the first time, the second time, it'll be slightly better. The third time, it'll be much better. The fourth time, you start to feel like an expert. And when you do it too often, it becomes second nature to you. So you've got to consistently do that thing that you're afraid of so that you can feel confident, and imposter syndrome can be gone out of the door. Okay. And remember that your target audience is your previous self. You've lived that life before. These are things that you've truly done. You're not trying to sell a transformation that you've not experienced. And so, if that is your reality, then whenever that thought comes to you that says that you are not capable, you're not qualified, remind yourself that 3 years ago, you overcame it. 3 years ago, you accomplished this. 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, you did that to you. And so you can help the next person achieve that same thing. That's all the motivation you need to throw imposter syndrome out of the door. And while you see other people who are living your dream life, rather than compare, use them as a motivator. If they can do it, so can you. And before you know it, you'll begin to make steps in the right direction that will help you achieve your goals and monetize your skill set. I hope today's video has been instrumental to your growth, and I hope that it would help you take the necessary steps in the direction of your dreams. And I hope that once you actually launch that offer, you come back and drop a comment and tell me that you did it. I wish you all the best, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.